Welcome to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. On this episode, we are going to clarify some things about the volcano relief effort, and we are going to highlight some things that the big man said that we can clarify that isn't true. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon, cause you are going to want to see this video and many more like this one. So please stay tuned. We looked at the live broadcast that the big man did, and from what he's saying, that some persons who did not get the monies, they did not get because their family incomes are over certain amount of money. But as I told you before, at Untold Stories, we are about the truth, and we have picture evidence with receipts from die-hard supporters who got that make over the income that he said would not get because their income is higher. 17844543536. That's the official Untold Stories WhatsApp number, and I will be posting one of those receipts there so you can see. But I would black out the name little bit because I don't want to get anyone in problems, because we know how thing goes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But I can assure you that individual makes between 13 to 1500 monthly. So he's saying that there is a threshold, and if you make more than 1000 a month, you won't be able to get the monies from the relief programs. This got to be a gimmicks. Do you remember that episode with Steve Urkel and the big man? When Steve always say, big guy, Steve Urkel is always telling Carl Winslow to do the right thing, but sometimes Winslow just want to have his own way. Another thing that the big man is saying is that sometimes people give different numbers in which to contact them. So the persons that contacted Untold Stories and say that they did not get anything, please bear in mind that sometimes we are there when they call Nemo, and they are being asked several questions, and they answered the questions correctly, but up to this day they haven't received anything. You see, I'm telling you that we are right on their toes. Sometimes when the big man try to create those lame excuses, we just shake our heads and we just say, look at this. So if you guys knew that there was a threshold when the persons were giving Nemo the information, Nemo could have said that immediately instead of coming out now and trying to find excuses. The thing was a very simple thing. When the conversations were being held with Nemo, Nemo could have said, well, you are not entitled to receive the relief funds because you have passed the threshold. So he is saying that they would receive other things. Tell me something, please. So all the monies that were donated to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, aren't they going to get any, and they were affected? Remember, they are not going to make that $1,000 plus right now because some of them have no jobs to go back to. Mr. Big Man, if you do have an advisor, you need to replace that person right away because that person is getting you in a bag of mix-up. And as I said before, when you do things good, we give you the credit. There are persons receiving because we are seeing some of the receipts, but some supporters are being pushed up ahead of some who really need it. Tell me something. Who is gonna give a number that is not working and is the same number they used to call Nemo on? He also came out and he spoke about some farmers did not get the last time because some did not have farmers ID. But we know of farmers who had the ID and wasn't given. This is our honest opinion. We needed an independent organization to deal with those relief funds. Time and time again, we have been stressing the fact that there needs to be an independent body like INDICAM, and you could go back and watch many of our previous episodes in which we spoke about that. Officers cannot investigate officers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When we see things different, then we can say equal rights and justice for all. But for now, that thing with officers investigating officers, we can't trust the system. We saw that someone posed a question and said, how would you know that you are qualified for the farmer's money? The big man is talking about doing assessment. But the last time that you guys gave money to farmers, they were saying that they did assessment. But we have friends of friends that didn't get any money, and some persons with little backyard gardens got over some big farmers. You want to know why? Because them with the little gardens were party card holders. You came out and you did not want to accept responsibility, that you were responsible for some of the things going on. You want me show you why you have to accept responsibility. When you had persons in the shelters saying, look, I could go to the big man. What is that telling you? That the big man has a say. That when they come to the big man, they get certain things done. On several occasions, we saw and heard a person saying that they were going to the big man. And when they went to the big man, we saw persons moved to different jobs. We even saw persons getting fired. He's saying that the persons doing the paperwork in some of the offices should do things properly. Come 2021, when you go for a driver's license and the machine breaks down, sometimes it is broken down for all 2 weeks. You want to tell me you are telling the people to do things properly when you had 20 years to improve on some of the services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and you did not improve? Remember, I spoke about going to tongue for simple things like birth certificate. Let me say this loud and clear. We do not have the qualifications that you have to run this country. You have the experience. But right now, in some areas, you are showing a lack of experience. Remember, this is not a side show. This is the main event. So we have to highlight the truth. You hear the name of this channel, St. Vincent Untold Stories. We have to provide the people with the untold stories. It is alleged that Dr. Stinton is back on the island. Kudos to Dr. Stinton. But as they say, he would be leaving on Friday afternoon. The scientists are at the summit getting the equipment back up so that we can have proper recordings of seismic activities, and we can keep the people aware instead of keeping them in the dark. I can guarantee that the big man is saying, that guy Untold Stories, we need to do the right thing because he's on our toes. Other than the fisher folks and the farmers, when would the rest persons be getting the monies that you all promised? What was it again? $400 to $500? Give us a date, no big man. June is almost finished, and there are persons who move back to the red and the orange zone that have no money at all, so they need it. They had last month bills to pay, and now they have June bills to pay. When the bailiff come looking for them, some of them have to be hiding. Release the volcano relief monies immediately. Oh my, oh my. Remember I told you that the big man is fully locked onto the program? Remember I told you that the prime money was finished? Well, listen to this clip and you would know that Untold Stories is right on a point. Someone posed a question asking if the prime is still on. So the big man has said, it's on, it's on, it's on. Sweetness, volcano relief money coming. It have persons who registered last and up to now, you guys didn't even call them to say if they get through or not. But now I understand why, because the money was finished. I hope that this time you do the right thing and give it to the persons who would make a change in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and employ others and try to move the country forward. Listen to this clip from the big man.
There's another question coming in here, Prime Minister, concerning the Prime program. What is the status
It's on.
of that?
It's on. It's on.
Because this wasn't said they applied, but they didn't hear anything back.
Yeah. The program has restarted in terms of the funding. All right.
With that being seen and heard, we just want to big up all the people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the regional islands and the international countries who are supporting and are praying for us during these difficult times. We thank you.